Set for the infamous Last Word in alternative music video, 120 minutes on MTV.
Into the future. Good morning. Good into the good. 120 minutes.
Dave Kendall with you for 120 minutes on MTV, the show that catapults you 2 hours into the future of alternative music video every Sunday night at 10 p.m. 9 Central. Tonight we'll be showing you the whole of our Siouxsie and the Banshees interview from Lollapalooza. Here are the current top 10 albums on college radio. Debuting at number 10, The Wonder Stuff with Never Loved Elvis. A Spy in the House of Love is still planted at 9. The Globe spins on at number 8 for Big Audio Dynamite 2. And holding steady at 7, guitar great Richard Thompson. Up 4 to 6, Ned's Atomic Dustbin with God Fodder. Still at 5, Candy Skins with Space I'm In. Down a vault to 4, Electronic with their eponymous debut. Up a level to 3, Crowded House with Woodface still spinning at 2 and still threatening to take over the top spot. Chapter House with Whirlpool. But America's #1 alternative album for the 6th week in a row is Superstition from Siouxsie and the Banshees. Now stay tuned for our exclusive Siouxsie interview.
Nights at 8:15, The Buzz Lock. Tomorrow's videos today. Consider the alternatives.
Videos from Blake Baby's Crunch-O-Matic, Pop's Cool Love, The Farm, Gang of Four, and our 2-part interview with Siouxsie and the Banshees, all coming up on MTV's 120 Minutes.
120 minutes.
Tomorrow night, Monday, the Lollapalooza tour pours into the Blossom Music Theatre in Cleveland. We were there on the opening date in Phoenix, and we spoke with Siouxsie and the Banshees. Are there any tracks on Superstition, your latest album, that you feel your fans might be a little surprised at or maybe a little resistant to?
If they're fans of the Banshees, they shouldn't really be resistant to anything. I mean, they should know that we're always going to turn a strange corner every now and then because we're like that.
Now, the album was produced by Stephen Hague, who's worked with New Order and the Pet Shop Boys. Was he responsible for the kind of the housey beat on Kiss Them For Me?
No.
That was him.
That was my irresponsibility.
That song...
He's never been to a house. He's never been to a rave in his life.
The only house he's been into is his own.
Yeah, his studio.
his little computer at home.
He works really well with football teams.
What's the connection with Jane Mansfield in that song, Kiss Them For Me?
Oh, we've explained this 100 times. I'm trying to think of a different way of saying it.
101st, please.
101st. It was whilst being in the studio and not having a lyric for the music, having parts of it, and reading an article really on the trials and tribulations of Jane Mansfield and how it culminated in her untimely end. And I don't know, it seemed to stand up as a sort of, just as an example, or is like a classic Hollywood sort of tale of someone arriving and making it in Hollywood, and the cost that it was as well. And there's a lot more in there, and her hooking up with certain people like this, the Satanist McVeigh. McVeigh.
But basically it was just, we thought, how can we get a pink poodle in a video? And so that was it.
Well, here's how they did it. Siouxsie and the Banshees and a pink poodle in Kiss Them For Me. And stay tuned for the rest of our interview with Siouxsie and the Banshees here on MTV's 120 Minutes.
120 minutes.
Dave Kendall with you for the second 60 of 120 Minutes. Coming up, Siouxsie Sue on abortion, politics and punk rock.
120 minutes.
Welcome back to 120 Minutes, and stay tuned for videos from Pop's Cool Love, The Farm and Gang of Four. Time now for the second installment of our Siouxsie and the Banshees Lollapalooza interview. One of the political groups represented on the Lollapalooza tour is the National Abortion Rights Action League. I asked Siouxsie Sue for her view on abortion.
About 10 years ago in England, they tried to introduce a bill that would take away someone's choice from if they wanted to have an abortion. And I was very vocally against that bill being brought in. It is a very touchy subject, and it's something that I'm sure nobody goes through an abortion lightheartedly. It's just, I think, if you take away the choice, then you just drive it underground, and you get illegal abortions happening. You don't get it monitored, and you get people dying as well. And there's a lot more for, in cases of rape, in cases of ill health. I certainly do agree in cases of severe deformity as well. I think life is a very special thing, and I don't believe in giving someone a less than positive chance with being wanted to be born.
How about the idea in general of mixing music and politics? A lot of the whole punk thing was we can change the world. 15 odd years later, do you think this is a way that music and politics can be mixed?
I think in a social way, yes. I hate it when people use the word politics and it's just very black and white and it's yay or nay or whatever. I think what happened in the 70s with the punk thing was a lot of frustration about what was going on. It was political, but it wasn't heavily to do with any certain campaigns or anything. It was just to do with complacency towards a lot of issues.
I think with something like Lollapalooza, it's like not only people coming to see different bands and maybe bands they wouldn't normally go out and see, but also they're going to be made aware of different standpoints. I know that Living Colour kind of voiced quite a lot of opinions about where they grew up and things, whatever. So I think in that way as well, it's going to be kind of an eye opener for maybe, or at least kind of a bit educational as well somehow.
Nobody wants music to be just saccharine. It always should have an edge, whether it be something that points you in a direction of a certain piece of art or a certain issue. It's one and the same. You can't take the thing away from music. It's there because young people who are into music are also into most of these issues anyway.
Here's Siouxsie and the Banshees with a video off their '81 album, Juju. This is Spellbound.